with a little flame. And each one I did had a different shape. So just depending on how the candle itself came out, I would draw the outline. There's something about black outlines which I love. I know some people say that they're not realistic because we don't actually have black outlines in life, but I find them very satisfying. And then I would create the little space where this little candle would live, in its little holder. And again, each one came out somewhat differently. And maybe I would add some little itty bitty spots. I have a delightful couple of markers I got that have pretty colors, kind of shiny, so I'm going to use that here. And I do love my watercolor. These were, gosh, pretty well used here, but have double edges, so watercolor. And I'm just gonna fill this in really quick. When I use my art supplies, I'm kind of have an idea what I'm gonna do and then just sort of go for it and see what happens. I always give myself the caveat that I can always just cast this aside and use a new one or a different one. All right. Since I know everybody's here waiting and it takes a little while, I'll leave this to finish up more later, perhaps. Then, I know the part you're waiting for, Nanson, is the delightful, well, I used pastel. So this, I make the table that it's standing on, and then again, because we're sort of don't want to have to wait for things to dry, I'm going to use my watercolor pens. I'll add in just a touch of blue, a little blue flame, and the orange. Where's my orange? There we go, to simulate a little bit of how a flame looks. So Nanson, you're gonna love this. This pastel set I bought in Glens Falls near the t-shirt factory. I think it was 2013. And I actually finally just got a new set, brand new. But for years and years, obviously I don't use them a lot, otherwise it'd be totally gone, but I am missing quite a few colors now. So I would take a dark color, and I always put something underneath because the powder from this gets all over the place, and make the outsides just a nice brush across the outsides to simulate the darkness, trying to reach in, and using just an old rag. This is a sock, and just give it a little scrub around. Not always easy because sometimes with the watercolor paper that it wouldn't always smudge as much as I wanted, so I got some off. You can see it's a little not quite well rounded, so then I could use another chalk pastel since it's a little lighter to kind of see if I can give my candle a little darkness to work against. Always nice to have something to work against. As they say, the light shines the best in the darkness. And I would just get rid of that page, because once you start getting that dust around, it gets on everything. All right, so now I have my darkness, and we want to add some light. So I have my yellow. And even though you can smudge this stuff, it often leaves a track. So I try to get a nice circular motion here, and making sure I use a different part of the cloth so I don't get black on the yellow, and just give it a little smudge there, and a different part of the cloth each time, so I don't end up overlapping colors too much, because the black does come through a little. And then I find a little layering, maybe a couple different, another yellow color, and a little bit of an orange, just to accent the rosiness of the flame. And this one is, it's very funny because it is such a fat little candle, but shift it around. All right, and that is generally how I make that color. I like right now I'm looking at it, I think not too bad, but I might add a little bit more light. We just really want that light to be strong. Not all the way around. And that's generally it. I will, after a time, let's see if I can do this really quickly or not, just add in some what I just did was kind of work on the palette a little bit and see if I can create the wooden color. And what else would we want there?